90-day fiancé Sarper discloses the chaos he is departing with following his marriage. The most recent season of 90-day fiancé, The Other Way, has concluded, providing viewers with insights into their preferred couples. In the exclusive tell-all episode of the reality television series, newlyweds Sarper and Shekinah disclosed the current state of their relationship following the conclusion of filming. Audiences of the program will remember that Sarper harbored significant apprehensions before the marriage. Following the conclusion of the ceremony, it appears he has experienced a shift in perspective regarding a specific issue in the bedroom. A significant plot element of this season was Sarper's discontent while residing in Los Angeles. He inquired if the new location would ever evoke a sense of home for him, and whether he could wholly dedicate himself to Shekinah through marriage. Throughout their relationship, Sarper's history as a playboy frequently emerged, with Shekinah referencing it as a source of her trust concerns. By the conclusion of the season, Sarper seemingly demonstrated to the audience that he had undergone a transformation. Ultimately, he and Shekinah proceeded with their wedding ceremony, which was notably unconventional. The couple chose to wed while literally in bed, reserving a suite at the Mondrian Hotel in West Hollywood for the occasion. Sarper disclosed his preference for his authentic connection, stating that the allure of a threesome diminished now that he had experienced it. "We prefer authentic relationships, genuine, sincere couples. Countless individuals harbor thoughts about threesomes. This is a fantasy held by individuals, but following this, after observing them, I do not desire one either." Sarper's remarks may have alluded to certain 90-day fiancé cast members whom he and Shekinah do not necessarily endorse. During season 11 of the show, cast members Matt and Amani Jalassi revealed that, although they were each other's principal lovers, they also embraced a polyamorous lifestyle. Given this context, it is plausible that Sarper was subtly disparaging certain cast members, perceiving his own lifestyle as superior. Shekinah appeared to resonate with this notion, stating, "We maintain amicable relations with all the couples. We did not mention thruples. We referred to couples. We are satisfied with all the couples." In the special episode, Shekinah recognized that the show had documented numerous fluctuations in their relationship. She observed that, despite the frequent arguments between the two during the season, it did not imply that their romance was insincere. "We are a genuine pair, experiencing authentic highs and lows. At present, we are in a favorable position. We may have downtime tomorrow. We are uncertain. As Scorpios, this aligns well, does it not? We exhibit intense affection and engage in vigorous conflict." The pair clarified that they engaged in a considerable number of normal activities when alone, apart from filming. Shekinah humorously remarked that one of their preferred pastimes was rotting in bed while viewing other reality television programs. "We are unequivocally viewing our most lowbrow programs while consuming the most unpalatable American snacks," she remarked. This follows a tumultuous initial month following the couple's marriage. Shekinah previously said that, following the escalation of tension in their household, she had expelled Sarper, who then resided in a rental apartment for many days. Ultimately, the two managed to communicate their concerns, however both parties regarded it as a disheartening beginning to their partnership. Nonetheless, the relationship between Sarper and Shekinah has always been fraught with difficulty, yet no one anticipated the events of last night. During a dramatic confrontation captured on camera while filming 90-Day Fiancé, The Other Way, the couple reached a critical juncture, leaving fans astonished and insiders speculating on the viability of their relationship. The day commenced in Istanbul, as it typically does. Shekinah experienced homesickness and frustration due to Sarper's insufficient effort in accommodating her spiritual lifestyle. She had often invited him to join her at a meditation retreat, but Sarper dismissed the suggestion, deeming it a waste of time and not suited to his interests. However, this time, Shekinah did not overlook it. Shekinah confronted Sarper on tape during an intense dispute outside a small Turkish cafe. "You consistently disregard my words, Sarp. You center everything around yourself. I traveled halfway across the globe for you, and you cannot even make a concession for one weekend?" Sarper, clearly exasperated, retorted, "I did not request your presence here. You were aware of my identity before to your arrival. Do not attempt to alter my character at this moment. Producers attempted to interfere as the dispute intensified. Shekinah was observed weeping, her voice quavering. You profess your love for me, yet you disregard everything I hold dear. What is the purpose if you are not prepared to compromise? In a shocking moment that astonished both viewers and crew, Sarper removed his microphone and exited the scene abruptly, leaving Shekinah solitary in the bustling street, dabbing her tears. Upon returning to the flat, tensions escalated. A source affiliated with the production revealed that the pair spent the night separately, Shekinah with a friend she had met in Istanbul, while Sarper declined to respond to calls or messages. Insiders say that this conflict extended beyond the withdrawal. It is more profound, stated an unknown producer. A discernible pattern exists. Shekinah perceives herself as invisible and disregarded, but Sarper believes he is compelled to alter his identity. Both individuals are fatigued. The following morning, Shekinah conducted a solitary confessional interview. I am uncertain about our next steps. I am fatigued from advocating for a cause that appears unilateral. Perhaps love is insufficient. TLC has not yet confirmed the status of the couple's filming or whether they have formally separated. However, admirers are already conjecturing online, with some labeling it the conclusion of the Sarper-Shekinah narrative, while others claim that this is merely a distressing episode in an ongoing romantic tale. Regardless of what the future may bring, one fact is undeniable. This conflict transformed everything. Nonetheless, Sarper and Shekinah had endured a challenging few weeks. Their relationship had been tumultuous due to cultural disparities, familial criticism, and emotional misinterpretations. However, Sarper was resolute in demonstrating one fact: his affection for Shekinah was genuine, profound, and deserving of struggle. He devised a specific plan, an indelible experience. The event commenced on a sunlit morning in Istanbul. Shekinah was enjoying her Turkish coffee on the hotel balcony when a handwritten note was slid under the door. The note, penned in Sarper's meticulous handwriting, stated, curious and somewhat apprehensive, Shekinah complied with the instructions. As the golden hour neared, she exited to discover Sarper attired in a pristine white shirt and navy trousers. He grasped a solitary red rose and wore a gentle smile. Are you prepared for an adventure? He inquired. They traveled to the harbor in quiet, a blend of stress and anticipation. Upon witnessing the elegant private yacht, embellished with lanterns, petals, and delicate fairy lights, Shekinah was momentarily breathless. Did you accomplish all of this? She inquired incredulously. For you. For us, Sarper responded, grasping her hand and assisting her onto the vessel. As the yacht navigated into the Bosphorus, the city lights began to shimmer in the background. A private chef prepared a candlelight three-course supper featuring fresh seafood, warm bread, and Sarper's preferred wine. Turkish music emanated quietly in the background, while the sound of gentle waves calmed their emotions. They engaged in a substantive conversation for the first time in days. Shekinah expressed her apprehensions. At times, I question whether our differences are insurmountable if love alone suffices. Sarper gazed at her, his tone unwavering. Love alone is insufficient. However, if we both advocate for one another, uphold mutual respect, and persist unwaveringly, then perhaps love can evolve into something even more formidable. Inspired by his words, Shekinah extended her hand and caressed his face. You astonish me, she said. At that moment, fireworks illuminated the sky. Sarper had executed the timing flawlessly. The sky over the Bosphorus erupted in color as Shekinah inhaled sharply, tears welling in her eyes. He rose, assisted her to her feet, and embraced her closely. Regardless of the circumstances, he stated, I select you. Repeatedly. On that vessel, beneath a sky ablaze with fire and stars, Shekinah ultimately grinned without trepidation. For the first time, she permitted herself to believe, perhaps, just perhaps, that this love may be genuine. Nonetheless, as the sun barely ascended over Istanbul, Shekinah paced the short balcony of their apartment. The metropolis thrummed with vitality, yet her heart remained frigid and apprehensive. Within, Sarper remained in slumber, oblivious to the possibility that this could be their final morning together beneath the same roof. For some weeks, the tension had been escalating. The fervent chemistry that had united them now appeared to incite more disputes than embraces. Sarper, the alluring and enigmatic fitness model, cherished control, routine, and predictability. Shekinah, an independent free spirit from California, recently felt more confined than valued. Last night marked the culmination. The inception was a straightforward inquiry. "What is the reason for your solitary attendance at that party, Shekinah?" Sarper inquired, his tone incisive. "I am permitted to have a life beyond this apartment, Sarper," she retorted. "It is not a matter of solitude. It is a matter of self-identity." "You were aware of my identity upon your arrival," he responded icily. "I avoid drama. I create structure, self-discipline, respect. I do not engage in control," Shekinah retorted. Words were exchanged with piercing intensity thereafter. Allegations. Weeping. Sarper exited abruptly and did not reappear until 3 a.m., reeking of cigarettes and the nightlife of Istanbul. He remained silent as he entered the bed. Shekinah stood on the balcony, grasping her phone. Her daughter had messaged, "Mom, when will you return? I long for your presence." Her eyes brimmed with tears. Within, Sarper roused from slumber, massaging his eyes and rising to a seated position. He observed Shekinah outside and approached her gradually. They stood in silence for a moment, confronting one another with hearts laden with anguish. "I never intended to cause you pain," Sarper stated gently. "I am uncertain how to express love without relinquishing control. I am uncertain how to love if it necessitates losing my identity," Shekinah said. Their gazes met. Two souls that once held the conviction that love could triumph over all, now uncertain if love sufficed. "I believe," Shekinah commenced, her voice faltering, "perhaps we hasten this. Perhaps what we experienced was genuine, however not designed for permanence." Sarper inhaled deeply. "Are you bidding farewell?" "I propose that we both need to discover our individual identities before we can reconnect." He nodded slowly, the realization settling him like a heavy weight. The following day, Shekinah embarked on a flight to Los Angeles. Sarper stood beside the Bosphorus, gazing at the sea, contemplating how such beauty had culminated in quiet. However, akin to all genuine love narratives, this may not signify the conclusion. A brief cessation. Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Amelia. I hope your day is going well. If you liked the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel.